Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome to episode 2 review of Mayoiga or the Lost Village. Now, like I said before, I'm not usually one to do episode by episode reviews, but so far you want to see seemingly you guys like it, so I'm gonna try with one or two series. I'm gonna try doing full episode reviews whenever I can. I'm not saying that I'm always gonna be able to do it for. I'm gonna try it for ReZero. I'm gonna try it for Mayoiga, but nothing else for now at least. If you guys really want me to do episode by episode reviews and you keep saying hey in the comments, you like them, you like the flow of them, I'll keep going. So, anyways, what was interesting about episode 2 is that essentially what we have is our cast of characters finally entering the village. And what's interesting about that is, in the process though, they do have a little bit of an accident where their bus is kind of careened off the side, but luckily no one's hurt. And so the cast of characters we have all end up in this village finally after using a map that the last lady had, who, the one that showed up that said she knew about the village. Now, what's interesting in the first mystery that came up to me is why is it the lady who claims that she knows so much about this village is using a map to find the village again, and also seemingly does not know how the village looks until she looks at the map of the village, which is a little odd to me. You find out more toward the end of why that is. But so what we have here though is when we actually find Nagasaki, I think it's called, the village is deserted. There's no one there. Everything is kind of just gone. The houses are there, they look like they're in decent shape, but they look like they've been abandoned for maybe a year or two, according to one of the characters. And so all these characters are now looking around to see what they're trying to figure out what's going on with this place and what is their main point of what to do. Are they gonna stay in this village? What are they gonna do? So we have the group splitting into pairs to actually try to figure out what's going on, see if they can find information. And really, beyond that, there isn't much to say about this episode. I mean, you have each character really kind of being, I want to say, still not introduced yet. We have a little bit more information about Mitsumune, who's the main kid. I think it's actually Mitsumune. I always forget how to pronounce his name, but he actually is introduced more so by him explaining his background story a little bit. Explaining that Hayato and him are friends because he used to get picked on a lot as a kid, and Hayato kind of came in and saved the day. And Hayato, by the way, is Speedstar. He came in and saved him a lot of times from getting bullied, and they kind of became closer together as friends. And we also learned a little bit more about Mitsune, who he apparently is very easy around girls. He is kind of shy because he's used to going to a school of all boys. So his personality is very quick to kind of think that, girls are showing him affection when they're really not. They're just trying to kind of mess with him a little bit. So we get that a little bit background story, but everything else we don't really get. There was a little bit of an incident where the bus driver does eventually think that he's going to leave the place completely, and he ends up taking the money of all the actual passengers. But something weird happens when he's on the bus that, seemingly maybe attacks him. We don't know what it is, but he comes back to the village with them, and he finally goes, I'm going to stay here as an adult. I'm going to protect you guys, and they kind of are curious about that. But then we get at the very end where one of the two people, we got the guy who's a rapper and the girl who always gets sick on the bus, they actually end up disappearing completely. So that's essentially our cliffhanger for this. Now, honestly, not much to say about this episode. I mean, I think it has a nice build up in terms of what's going to happen per se. We have this village that kind of just, at least we know exists, but that's it. There's nothing else more to say about this place. What's the mystery going on? What's the creature that apparently saw footprints of? Is it a bear? Is it a creature? Nothing explained. You don't even get a hint or tidbit. And I'll tell you right now, the only thing I could say really that was interesting about this episode beyond what I told you guys already is the opening and closing were finally revealed. And the opening's not too bad. The closing, I'm not a huge fan of. I think it's a little too slow for my taste. But overall, it seemingly is still kind of a mystery of a show. We don't know if we're going to get a good show or not. I hate to say that, but it could still be up there where I hope it could be good. I really do. But from this episode, not giving us any more conclusion of what's going on. We find out a little bit more about the one woman that joined their party late, that apparently she was conned into not really going there. Not conned, excuse me, not into not going there, but conned into going there by giving a map to her from an unknown source via the internet. But more mysteries on top of more mysteries. That's what we get from this episode. So, I mean, it's not a bad episode per se, but it's not going to do anything to really convince me yet the show has the power to go more forward with it. But I digress. I will say that this show still has a lot of mystery elements to it, which is always a good thing. You don't want to have mystery show kind of just reveal everything in episode 1 either or episode 2. So that's a good thing in one way. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Until the next video. Bye-bye.